Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's real late on Hot 97, and I'm very happy to bring in someone to the studio who is, I've known him as long as I've known just about anyone in the rap game. My man Big Pooh is here.
Yeah.
Rapper Pooh.
What's good?
What up, bro? How are you, man?
I'm good, man. It's been a long time, Pete.
A long time. A couple years, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely a couple
2-3 years, probably, at least.
Might be longer than that.
Might be longer than that.
Might be.
I mean, we occasionally exchange a tweet over the Redskins constant debacles.
Right.
But yeah, we first met years and years ago, of course, in the, Lil Brother, low budget Justice League days.
Yep.
All the way back. Now you've been a solo artist for some time. You have a new EP out today.
Yes.
What's the name of that?
Words Paint Pictures.
And how many songs on this joint?
It is 9, 7 original, 2 remixes.
I mean, that's a pretty thorough EP. That's basically giving someone almost an album length.
Almost.
That's a good amount of product there.
Yeah. You got to give them. It's all quality. So.
And we have any features? What's the production on there? What should people be looking for?
Definitely. All produced by Apollo Brown out of Detroit.
Love Apollo. A talented dude.
Yeah, very talented. Has Raz Kaz on it. Marv One is on it.
Okay.
And then the rest is filled with young cats that I work with. Luke, Nove, Jalen Santoy, Black Soul, Steve Rocks.
How has the rap game treated rapper Pooh? I mean, you were very committed to being a true MC. You've never made any real attempts, save maybe like when Little Brother was on a major and you guys had a couple little moments where like dabbled in something that could have been commercial. You've never really otherwise made some sort of concerted effort to be super commercial.
Nah, I mean, I've definitely dipped my toes in the water. You know what I'm saying? I tried a couple records, but
was it cold? Was the water cold?
It definitely was cold. I mean, I put out a record a few years ago. Me and Illmind did something when he first started doing the boom trap records, and I put out a record, and it was different from what people were accustomed to hearing from me, and it didn't get received well.
And what about you? Did you like it though?
I loved it. What are you talking about? I wouldn't have put it out if I ain't like it.
So did it disappoint you that the same people who it must be an interesting feeling because you love your music and your craft and you have to appreciate your fans who know and love your craft, but it also must be a little bit frustrating if they're not willing to bend with you a little bit.
It was confusing. And it wasn't until I played it for my homegirl Rona over at Cashmere Agency, and she was like, "Did you put this out?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "I already know why I didn't catch on." I was like, "Why?" She was like, "Because you gave it to your audience." She already knew what it was, so it was just like one of them things they only expect to hear me a certain way. That you have to introduce it to other people that aren't necessarily lifelong fans of mine.
It's a strange thing though because you have to be so thankful for your fans. I mean, you live off of rap. Because of fans,
right?
But at the same time, if you want to live a little better off of rap, they're instantly like, "Well, hold on 1 second."
Nah, that ain't what we want. You know what I'm saying?
We want you to be just like, we want Crisis and we want Illmind, but not this Illmind, the other Illmind.
The other Illmind,
yeah, we
right.
want, they're very specific things that they want. But I mean, more or less though, not to say that at any point, do you feel like you would have ever differentiated that far, or you would have just dabbled here and there a little bit more?
I mean, I'm experimentative, man. I'm not. I think the problem was in Little Brother. I sacrificed, or not sacrificed. I compromised some of who I was as an artist, to make the group work. So outside of the group, you got me. 100% me, and I don't think people was ready for 100% me.
Because 100% you might not be exactly Rapper Pooh of Little Brother.
It isn't exactly Rapper Pooh of Little Brother.
We said that, of course, we have to ask about what the latest status is between you and your former group mates, Fonte and Ninth Wonder. It seems like there's been like a rotation of like who gets along with who over the years, like whose standing is great with who, and I probably see Ninth. No, I definitely see Ninth the most. Which still isn't like completely frequent, but I see him the most. So where do things stand with you guys as a group, and where does it stand with like your relationships as a whole?
Nowhere to stand as a group. We still broken up.
Standing nowhere.
But nah, I mean, it's just one of them things where you just go through the paces, man. Me and Ninth put our differences to the side and decided to really talk it out, and we did that. And so we cool. You know what I'm saying? It's not a thing of like, we about to go make an album tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
But at some point, was that the biggest dissension was between you and Ninth? Was that the greatest rift?
Nah.
There were equal sized rifts other places?
I mean, a rift is a rift. You can't really quantify which one is greater or worse. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
But nah, it was just, we just was able to really set our differences to the side.
That's good.
And so that's just where it's at with me. You know, I haven't.
And you and Tay are good?
Nah,
not good.
I mean,
you have double rift.
We are. I mean, I haven't spoken to him in years.
So no communication at all.
I mean, occasional email to handle business, but
like if something that
requires
that's related to your old stuff,
old attention, you know.
So I mean, rap has been good to you, Pooh. You've really become a fixture in the sect and area of hip hop that we love. You've become quite a fixture. You've toured internationally. You've been all over the place. I mean, doing your thing.
Right.
Are you fully satisfied with where things are, or is there a slight asterisk that is like, man, it should have, before you went solo, it should have went to another place as a group?
I mean, as far as the group, I think it, looking back, is like I think we accomplished what we were going to accomplish. Of course, you always wish it was more, but I mean, it is what it is. I just wish I paid more attention to my solo career back then. You know what I mean? Like, I could have had a little jump start. Instead, I kind of started after the aftermath of the group.
And you could have been working on it from the beginning.
Right. Even though I did something, I really put most of my focus into the group. So, but I mean, it is what it is, man. I'm not, I can't be wanting to, I wish I could change this, change that, because then I wouldn't be who I am today, and I love who I am. So,
I mean, listen, the bottom line is people change. I'm not close with everyone who I was close with when we all first met each other.
I don't know who is.
Right. I mean, you have some people that you're close with. I mean, your management team is still the same. You have some people that are the same.
Right.
And some people change.
Definitely.
And that's just sort of the nature of it. But are you ultimately, at this point, there's not a part of you that's sad about it. It's just, it is what it is. I mean, is that sincere? That's a sincere feeling. It's not like the man's, it is what it is. It's the actual.
That's sincere, man. I mean, like, at the end of the day, we created a piece of history. You know what I'm saying? So that can never be taken away. Like, you can't never forget that. So because we were able to create that little piece of history, I'm very satisfied with it.
I would say that once every 2 months, I get a tweet from someone being like, "You were on the Little Brother album," to me. Because of my interlude from the minstrel show.
Oh, I forgot all about
exactly. It was like 15 seconds at the end of the album, and you wouldn't even think about it because at the time it wasn't really a weird. It was just like a
we were just working.
It was just everyone was doing stuff, and so Fonte was like, "Oh, will you do this little voiceover thing?" And I was like, "Sure." And that was like 10. I was nobody at the time outside of our little underground world, but in that world that we were in, which for people who don't know who are watching, included these low budget guys, Odyssey and Kev Brown and Ken Starr. Right. Everyone was doing shows together and was around each other.
Right.
And there are certain people who have gone on and are doing more stuff than others. Of course, Ken Starr just dropped an album. Big ups to my man Ken Starr.
Definitely.
It's actually a really great record, by the way. It's quite
Ken Starr
enjoyable.
dope, man. He dope.
Ken Starr's still nice with it. Odyssey's about to drop a new album. Very excited about that. And Big Pooh has an EP out right now.
Yeah. Me and Odyssey actually label mates right now. So.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so it comes full circle. And listen, if you're out there and you're watching this because you stumbled on this on hot97.com or YouTube and you're not familiar with rapper Pooh, I strongly suggest you do a little bit of research.
History is long, man.
The history's long.
Since 2003.
So yeah, you could go back and listen to Little Brother albums. You could listen to all the solo projects. You could buy his newest project right now.
Words Paint Pictures.
Words Paint Pictures on iTunes. Pooh, my guy. I hope the Redskins get better for both of us.
Don't we all?
There's only a few of us in the game.
Daniel Snyder hopes they get better as well.
I know. Well, and the unfortunate part is I hope that Dan Snyder leaves, and then we get better. But that's never going to happen. So we need to embrace what it's going to be, and maybe this year is the year he figures it out. I am hearing that our free agency is getting a high grade so far.
Oh yeah, it's very, very. I've been following.
It's very. Me too. It's disciplined. It's not outrageous.
Shout out to Scott McGlowin.
I never know how to say his name for me. I'm just like, Scott, the guy who had a drinking problem, but now he's going to be.
Now he don't have a drinking problem.
He's going to be right on for it. Yo, Pooh, great to see you, bro.
Good to see you too, man.
You know what it is, man. It's real late, Hot 97. Stay tuned.